Can you name the three fighters who defeated both Roberto Duran and Wilfred Benitez? Most of you will come up with Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hitman Hearns off the top of your head, but the third fellow is a guy named Pat Lawler. In 1990 and 91, Pat Lawler defeated the fated carcasses of two legends in Duran and Benitez. And now Denis Lebedev is trying to pull a Pat Lawler. He has already knocked out a faded Roy Jones, and now he's going up against one of Jones's main contemporaries, main rivals, in James Toney. About 10 or 15 years ago, if you were handicapping a James Toney fight, the first question you would ask is which James Toney was going to show up. Would it be the fired up James Toney who handled the likes of Mike McCallum, Michael Nunn, and even later in his career handled Evander Holyfield? Or would it be the Toney who had uninspired performances against Roy Jones, Montel Griffin, and a club fighter named Dave Tiberi, where he received a gift decision? Additionally, Toney is at the age of 43, and he's been pretty inactive the past couple of years. So it's pretty tempting to just dismiss his latest comeback of sorts. This fight is being listed as taking place at cruiserweight, and that leaves me scratching my head because Toney hasn't fought at cruiserweight since 2003. And his last fight this past February against Damon Reed, Toney weighed in at an astonishing 257 pounds. So who knows how much poundage he's had to lose while training for this bout to come down to cruiserweight. But who is Denis Lebedev? I watched the video of his victory over Roy Jones, and the ending is really painful to watch. To watch Jones get knocked out by a guy that he would have easily handled in his prime was a sad experience. Lebedev is a southpaw, and in my eyes his greatest asset is his physical strength. He's a pretty strong and rugged guy. He picks his shots well. He doesn't have a high punch volume. He doesn't move his head. He backs straight up. And Jones actually, I thought, wobbled him a little bit in the 9th round. Jones was hitting Lebedev. It wasn't as one-sided as I thought it would be before I watched it. If Toney was in his prime, this Lebedev would be made to order for him. Denis Lebedev is basically a poor man's version of another Russian fighter named Vasily Jirov, and you should remember Jirov and Toney fought back in 2003. It was a pretty good cruiserweight fight. Toney destroyed him, and it was one of Toney's best performances in my opinion. But that was a different James Toney. What Toney is in 2011 is a far cry from what he was in 2003. So the only question in this fight is how much does James Toney have left, and is it enough to beat a fighter that looks to be made to order for him? My guess, and I really hesitate, is that his inactivity, his weight gain, and his age will finally catch up to him, and I think Lebedev will outpoint him at least. The fight's taking place in Russia. Toney has to lose too much weight, and that's just too much for him to overcome, in my opinion. Okay, well, till next time.